Hello, and welcome to another session of Gotham by Night. This session entitled The Dead Can Still Hear You. When last we left our main characters, we had a bit of a conundrum. They had a bit of a trust issue going on with a couple other of the characters. But unbeknownst to them, a long time ago, about almost a month now, maybe two, a character they knew had gone undercover in one club known as the Iceberg Lounge. She has not had a chance to contact the other players or characters in a long time. Now that she has finally managed to break free from the undercover problems and has once again started to make her move on Gotham, she looks to try and reconnect with some of the other characters. Other characters have chosen to go to the sushi restaurant out of maybe relaxation, maybe indifference. Nonetheless, it is a safe place. But is anywhere really truly safe in Gotham? Well, why don't we find out? The scene will begin with characters arriving at the sushi bar. Let's say that Creed, Lillian, and Talon are already there. And Caitlin will arrive shortly.
Talon's probably eating some of that dank sashimi, and I'll actually ask if Creed's found anything with the envelope he was given a while back, or a few days ago. Okay. However long it's been, anyway.
You mean last social?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even rolled anything for that.
Mm.
So, nah. These things take time, like a smooth wave going across the ocean, man.
So what's it this time? He's clearly referring to what are you on this time?
There's this totally new street drug flowing around called Buzz, man. Gives you this nice, smooth mellowness. Like, whoa.
Lillian's looking over a blueprint of the Iceberg Lounge, frantically marking it with a marker.
Love. You gotta relax. These things take time. Just let it roll. Everything will come with a good time. You can't rush things, Razor Girl.
Razor Girl.
I would say she's currently she's under the effects of omnicompetence, so she's at a +3 to everything.
Still, you gotta just relax and enjoy the moment.
I was overseas been a while.
What?
It's hard to relax. I feel like I gotta continue moving forward, otherwise this gets worse.
You can keep moving forwards, but don't forget to move to the side and other side. Otherwise, you'll never be able to branch out. You'll be stuck on one little path. And when you hit a roadblock, what you do then, man? What you do then, Razor Girl? You gotta branch out. You gotta expand your horizon.
Whatever you say.
Talon's actually gonna approach Lillian, because she's. Is this like that scene where you have this guy with the beard and he's got like all these lines drawn on the wall, like crazy meme, or is it more in control?
More in control, very much sort of ordered. It's a structure. It's a blueprint that's sort of marked heavily with marker, yes, but it's very structured, very. She's trying to account for a lot of different variables and entrances and exits.
Talon's actually kind of poring over this map, trying not to leer over you. He's learned his lesson on that one, and so where's this?
It's a lounge owned by that rat fuck Cobblepot.
Oh, well, I know that you work alongside Tatiana, so how are you going about this? He's just like tentatively. Is this an opportunity to go hunting? Can I offer?
By the way,
help? This seems like a personal vendetta.
Around this time, Caitlin, this has been the first night in weeks that you've been able to actually get out of the Iceberg Lounge. There's been a lot of activity, a lot of movement in the gang. People have started to seclude, and Cobblepot himself actually stopped doing a lot of business and almost kind of locked himself away in the Iceberg Lounge. This is the first night you've managed to get out, and the first place you go
is, of course, the sushi bar.
Because it's the only place you know of where supernaturals like yourself can actually secretly have conversations without having to worry. And you know that it is safe territory.
Yeah, so when she gets there, she'll glance around, see if there's anyone she recognizes. I don't think she knows any of the other players right now, so she will go to her regular spot and begin cutting up a Iceberg Lounge uniform.
That's bound to get someone's attention.
Lillian looks over and is just like, miss? What are you doing with that uniform?
She'll look towards Lillian. What?
What are you doing with that uniform?
It's from one of my most recent pays. And she'll continue cutting as she answers.
Creed will lean over in very loud stage whisper, like not knowing he's being loud, whisper to Talon. You best get your bow. This might get messy, man.
She starts laughing. Is your friend drunk or high?
Probably both.
Hi, I think.
By the way, everybody, you do see he has a bowl of what looks to be shami, but looks kind of rancid. Like it doesn't look exactly right. Every once in a while, he will take chopsticks and just pop one in his mouth.
That's disgusting.
You okay
And
over
Talon's
there?
not sitting next to you anymore.
She just kind of shakes her head and she goes, and you don't have to call me miss. It's investigator or just Kate.
Nice to meet you, Kate.
How about Katie?
How about I
Investigator
break
of what?
all 5 of your fingers on your left hand?
Kate bait?
Oh, God.
That's
I'll wait till you're sick.
what I would do in that situation.
Caitlin, good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Can you burn this in the back for me, please?
Yeah, no worries. And she'll come by and take that. And she'll go out back and go to one of the barrels she's got out there and just burn it.
Is any of my big muscle crew here?
As Rachel comes back and she looks at you, Caitlin, she kind of looks to everyone else in the room, with exception of Jade, And she looks at Creed, Talon, and Lillian, and then she looks back at Caitlin, and then she just kind of nods her head towards the three.
No offense, they don't look as big as my normal guys, though.
Oh no. Oh no.
Yes. Well, Yvonne is currently coming back from the trip. As for the other ones, I do not know where they are. They're not here at the moment. But Tatiana has gained a few allies since then. So these are. She just holds that. She just like these three.
By the way, two things about Creed. A, he's about 6'4". And B, he is currently on the one of the bar stools just as he's eating, spinning around. Slowly.
I think that's like the second big sized person she's met of that size caliber.
Yeah.
She'll look at him. She goes, if he wasn't so strung out, he'd actually be of use.
I'm perfectly functional this way.
You said you're an investigator.
Private investigator, yes.
Well, perhaps we can find some mutual benefits.
I think she knows Tatiana.
Yes, I know, Tot.
Tani's not going to like that.
It's not like I say it to her face.
Oh,
I do.
it's just shaking his
You're
head at
her
this point.
brother.
I mean, we're not best friends, but we've dealt with things together.
Creed just stops and first leans toward Lillian and go, "Shh, that's a secret." And
Caitlin was also helping us with a little bit of a incident that happened not too long ago. The one known as Dalton, when he died.
oh, that guy. Is he back already?
Oh, he's been around. He's just been dealing with things. After all, Creed, were you, shall we say, quick on the draw when it came to your embrace?
Well, I had 5 years training before then, so quicker than most.
Perhaps. Nonetheless, not everyone takes it the same way. Opening up to this world is difficult.
I think I was like literally made to do this.
Am I to presume, based on how you're talking, these are normal, safe people to talk normally around then?
Yes, Caitlin, they are.
Well,
These
normal's
are-
a
they're-
stretch.
None of us are normal, but this is about as safe as we can get, Caitlin.
I'm as normal as they come. I am a fucking lady.
Creed then decides to introduce the three of us.
This will go over well.
I'm Creed. Don't worry, I'm perfectly sane and normal. That there is Lillian, the crazy razor girl. Don't say the word penguin around her. It gets her upset.
You want to go slash a penguin?
You sack of shit.
And then I point to Talon and say, and that's Talon. Careful, he pops all around the city and we never know where he's going to come from. But he has a bow and he's really, really, really good with it.
A bow? You mean like that old superhero?
I don't try to be a hero, and people keep comparing me to this Hawkeye guy, but I don't know or care who he is.
Green
I know what I can
Arrow.
rely on.
Green
Hey,
Arrow.
Green Arrow. Hawkeye's Marvel.
Oh, well, the storyteller's the one that compared him to Hawkeye, so blame him.
Out of character, that's because the storyteller can't keep his facts straight.
No, it's out of character. I've said that. In character, no. But no, that was an amazing fourth wall break. But anyway, Caitlin,
Yeah.
Rachel kind of comes on over and kind of starts sitting with you guys,
So
and then
what
says,
guys? She's whispering to Rachel.
she just looks over at Creed. Well, since we're all being forthcoming with one another, I am one of the Luna Touched. I am a lupine. Creed over there is a vampire, or as kindred, as they like to be called.
She's kind of like
Talon is one.
between them.
Talon is one of the.
Wait,
Talon is one
Rachel's
of the.
just giving everything away?
Yeah, just like Talon is one of the children of Lilith. Lillian is something I am not familiar with, and then of course Caitlin here is a sin
I can. I can.
What'd she
introduce
say?
myself.
sin eater.
Ah, good times.
By the way, when Creed is introduced,
Rachel,
he waves, holds up his hand, does a little wave, and then takes another one of the rotten pieces of fish and just pops it in his mouth.
Creed, the your friend is getting satisfied, but would you please roll me a stamina athletics, please?
Oh God.
So, what? While he does that roll, Caitlin's going to talk. I'm guessing that Rachel introducing and giving all our secrets to each other means she thinks I should hire you guys onto this job.
I got a personal vendetta against the Penguin. She
Well,
holds up
that's
an
good.
Iceberg Lounge blueprint.
She's like, that's perfectly fine. I have information on how to get inside, where things are, and I want his head off his body.
He is mine to kill.
That's perfectly fine.
If I get to loot, I'm fine with it.
Her eyebrow kind of quirks some. I'm a servant of justice. If I must make compromises on the small tasks, then that is perfectly acceptable.
Hey. Well, some of my business is illegal and not what you would call exactly justice. I'm up on the up and up here. I just want stuff related to Crane Industry. And ain't drugs we find. He gives with a side smile. But the Crane Industry stuff comes first.
Well, nice to know your priorities are in order.
See, I can do things right.
He just chuckles.
And Crane Industries where all the sweet toys are at anyways. And by the way, I got 2 successes.
Yeah, you're fine. It's painful and it hurts. Your body wants to reject it, but because of your friend, you're able to keep it down and stomach it. But it is very, very annoying. It's like, just imagine wanting to puke 24/7, but not being able to because it's technically getting eaten.
You say that, but I'm going to remind you, I'm on a killer dose of painkillers right now.
Right. So at the
Also
moment
screwed.
you're, yeah. So at the moment you're kind of out there.
Yeah.
Rachel looks over at Caitlin and she says, "You've been gone quite a while. What was happening there?"
For a while there, he wouldn't even let employees go home, and being a new hire, I had to go through a hazing of sorts.
How was it?
No worse than when I belonged to the Scarecrows.
I see. Well, apparently the rumors say that the whole gang has just secluded itself in its safe houses and Cobblepot hasn't been seen in weeks. You know anything about that?
He went into his office, he shut the door, and he hasn't come out since. That's why I need a team. Someone to watch my back as I pick that office lock.
I might be able to get in there. Or at least make sure nothing surprises us.
Oh, Me and Bob can be the muscle.
Definitely something.
You say that like I'm not the muscle.
Definitely something to think about once you finally do storm that building outside of Gotham, if you are still going to storm it.
Well, we probably are. I mean, they want Lillian, so
And I
Tell
mean,
tell me, Caitlin, do you remember that Riddler incident that was happening a while ago?
oh, he's so annoying.
but he pays well.
He is such. I swear, he doesn't need to get with anyone because he's so into himself. That's how narcissistic that man is.
Well,
Agreed.
before you went undercover in the Iceberg Lounge, Riddler started to kidnap beings off the street. He has now become a very wanted person amongst the city. And many have died already at his little games that he's been playing.
What would drive him to that? Besides boredom, usually he just keeps his head on straight as long as he's entertained.
I don't know.
So if we're laying our cards on the table, he's trying to extract something from supernaturals. He has the whole. One of the facilities we raided, like he's totally dissecting, he's ripping them apart, man, and taking out items from everybody.
So,
Vampires is kind of failing at because every time he does it, we just go poof.
that doesn't mean he can't chain you up and just slowly draw out your blood to experiment on.
Oh, he's already doing that, and he's like totally sending it across the city, man. It's really weird because
So,
I'm still
Dad,
trying to figure out how he's preserving the Vitae that long. But
keep
we've
it
got
alive,
ghouls.
freeze it.
We've got ghouls randomly popping up throughout the street.
So to add bad news onto bad news, I couldn't find out much about this, but Penguin has developed a new weapon.
What kind
Lillian
of
raises her hand.
I'm not sure, but it's under a giant man, as they were describing the location.
A giant what?
Giant
It's-
man.
Giant man, sorry.
A giant man.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Solomon.
you meant that literally or
Maybe?
figuratively.
That's the Allman character you keep bringing up. I turn to Lily when I say that.
Yeah, kind of similar. He was making 2 weapons, by the way. I'm the other.
So I see. That's probably what had Penguin so spooked all those weeks ago.
That one of his weapons turned against him? I ain't no one's tool.
Yeah, we're going. I mean, she's our tool.
You're gonna die if you keep talking
No.
about her like that. And I won't have to lift a finger because she could probably kick your ass.
Oh, she can definitely kick my ass.
The thing is, he'd like it.
Wow, chicken, wow, wow.
Ah,
I don't swing
that's-
that way.
that's right. I almost forgot, Talon. I don't mean to butt in on your business. I cannot speak for the other tribes. But the Iron Masters will not stand in your way, and we will not try to grab some sort of claim on the Riddler's body. If you would like aid from me, and me alone, I can provide.
Think about it.
Rachel, so nice compared to the other shifters.
There's so few of us nowadays that actually believe in competency and moving forward. Most of
What-
our kind is still wrapped up in tradition.
You seem sensible. What is it they even want with the corpse?
It's a matter of pride and honor. The fact that Riddler has been kidnapping children of Luna and doing God knows what to them, or Luna, or basically, think of it as a guaranteed revenge or frontier justice, as it's called.
But I don't see any of them being beyond a little pissy if you take that kill yourself. Most of them would respect you. Since
Most, yes. Some, no.
Well, they're more than welcome to try.
Especially given someone, and Creed looks pointedly towards Rachel, got them all riled up.
I thought that was William's doing. Is she related to him?
He's my son.
I see. He kind of
Kate holds up
paces
a
a
finger.
bit.
What happened to Will?
William has been
Mopey.
depressed this past few weeks. I did warn him what would happen, but nonetheless.
He's made some poor decisions.
I mean,
I blame my sister. She knew what she was getting into and still did it.
she's like looking between him and Rachel now.
Creed is Miss Tatiana's brother.
Well, I got that. What do I want to know what happened? Because like last time I saw your son, he was helping all of us in the alleyway.
Let's just say there was some.
I assumed that would. Oh, never mind. Wrong person. I assumed.
Then Tatiana's old flame came back, and there was a love triangle, and things just got worse.
It's a good thing I don't like soap operas.
It was
That's
very.
what they're called.
I thought it was called Vampire Society.
Rachel stands up and she says, "Just let me know when that happens, and I will come by and help with what I can."
You know it, Wolf Mama. He holds up a fist.
What to bump?
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll bump you. Then she says, "I have a couple guests coming in. Please do be polite."
I always am.
Nonetheless,
everybody-
Caitlin, it's good to see you back again.
Yeah, I don't want to go undercover again for a while. The things girls have to do in that place are disgusting.
Agreed.
have
After
shown that much ass before.
after the Riddler is taken care of, we can deal with the Penguin next.
Well, it's my city too. I guess I'll help clean up the Riddler's shit.
Well, it's all like connected, man. It all leads back to Crane Industries. So, if you want the clues on what the Penguin's doing, you gotta get the clues on what the Riddler's doing.
Creed, do you want to go for a walk with me later tonight?
Is this what going to involve
That sounds like a euphemism.
stabbing?
Stabbing? Maybe. Lockpicking? Probably. Explosions if we're lucky.
Oh, okay. As long as it's not me, I'm good.
No, you've not given me a reason to stab you yet.
It's at this point, Creed would be the first one to actually notice this. But this woman,
Oh, she's so blurry.
and that person come into the restaurant?
Creed looks up and goes, well, if it isn't just the fireball. Gives a small clap as she walks in.
Oh, shit. Also, I should have probably mentioned Kathleen. Lillian does not look human.
Wait, what?
What does Lillian look like right now with her current evolution?
More like a robotic android girl at this point.
I mean, Caitlin's
she's
got a lot of weird, fucked up shit among the Sin Eaters, so she would have just assumed it was part of her nature.
Yeah,
I mean, she's seen werebear, she's seen werewolf, she's seen vampires, she's seen all sorts of shit the past few nights.
When everyone's kind
Yeah,
of turning their
sorry.
heads to see
Go
the new
ahead.
people,
sorry about
Talon's horror flickers ever so briefly over his form.
Do you use sense the family on him?
I'll use family resemblance on the two that just came in,
Okay.
but the flickering is actually needs must marking Caitlin.
Right.
So real quick, Jade, want to describe your character as she walks in?
Jade.
Jade.
Sorry, my pets are trying to kill each other. What's up?
Would you go ahead and describe your character as she walks in?
An 18-year-old girl with long black hair, like light green eyes, hence her name. A little freaked out looking, like just wearing a basic sweater, and clearly too young to be anywhere near a bar, yet here she is. She's more or less like not clinging, but like staying very close to.
Staying very close to Jess. Jess kind of gives a little nod to a few of the other patrons, and then she helps you sit down at a table, Jade, and gets you some water and some basic sushi.
And you did get that when she walked in, Creed gave her a quick clap, Jess a quick clap, and goes, well, if it isn't just the fireball.
Yeah, she nods.
All right.
Looking around, not really like looking at anything in particular, just like taking in the new area.
It is a very classic kind of form of a sushi bar. There is a bar off to the left. It goes all the way across and cuts an angle. There are about maybe a good 10 to 12 tables in the overall restaurant. There's a back way that probably has some stairwell leading up to the other attachment of this building. It's got quite a bit of aesthetic to it. The windows are slatted down, like they're covered up with a lot of black mats, so not a whole lot of light comes in, but there's enough light in the restaurant itself to kind of give a little vibrant. You see the other patrons, they look like they do in their pictures, basically.
Basically, you've got a big, heavily.
Smiled a little bit.
Basically, you've got a big, heavily tattooed guy.
Sorry?
Basically, you've got a big, heavily tattooed guy. This half Native American who's carrying around a bow on his back, and almost robot android girl, and some normal looking blonde chick.
The blonde chick does wear cyberpunk also, and
Yeah.
she wears a used bullet on a chain around her neck, and she looks anywhere between 18 and 21 years old.
Creed is also wearing basically cyberpunk clothing.
Yeah, Talon's the only one here that's decidedly archaic because of the
Yeah.
being cast out.
And Lillian looks like an androidic robot. Probably almost looks like a changeling.
Alright, so you don't stare at for too long. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Uh,
And by the way, to Talon,
yeah.
just real quickly, I want to tell Talon, Jade and Jess both appear as supernatural human.
Oh, alright.
I was gonna say, if he's got some special view, that's up to the ST if he can see her geist or not. And if he can, I can describe it.
Unless you're going out of your way to hide your nature, it'd be a clash. But otherwise, I automatically succeed, and I know what kind of supernatural you are. And
Yes. So Caitlin, are you actively trying to hide your geist?
Not from anyone but normal humans.
Okay. So Talon, yeah, she's geist, Sin Eater.
You would see chains leading from around her neck and her waist to a faceless humanoid who has two black holes on its face, and it's basically like a mutilated murder homicide version of the Statue of Justice.
oof. I also know your supernatural tolerance and how quote unquote well fed you are, like blood, glamour, etc.
She is full.
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't feed on blood like a
Cool.
vampire.
Well, it's whatever your pool is, but yeah,
Like, do you have mana or something like that?
it's not a big deal for this scene anyway. I just wanted her to understand the nature of the ability I was using.
Yeah, no, I'm well fed. I'm at fucking 10 plasma. I am good.
Good times, good times.
Jess.
Everybody feeds from me.
You see Jess kind of go on over to Jade, and Jade, she whispers in your ear and she says, "Why don't you just sit right here? I'm going to introduce you to someone who can help you out, okay?"
Okay. Are you sure I'm allowed to be in here? This looks like a bar. I've never had sushi before.
In all honesty, dear, as long as you're not drinking anything, it's fine. But in all honesty, I don't think many of us care. It's okay. Just enjoy your food, and I'll go get Miss Rachel.
Sure. I'll be right here.
You see Jess stand up, and she goes on over to the back where Rachel went, and you can hear a little bit of conversation happening back there. Rachel comes
See
back
the
out.
others from where I'm sitting, or am I kind of the back?
You can see them, yeah. Rachel comes back out. Her and Jess kind of sit down next to Jade. And Rachel says, "Hello, my name is Rachel Morgan. What's yours?"
I-
"Hey, Jade. It's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard you've fallen on some hard times recently."
yes. I'm just kind of like wringing my hands a little bit, like I'm not sure how to describe everything. Kind of like looks at Jess like, help.
Right. Well, to put things quickly, Rachel. She is. I believe she is one of the. I believe she is a psychic. Rachel kind of looks at her, looks back at Jade, nods.
I made a soup bowl. Kind of like waves her hand so that it's kind of near her head since she's sitting down, like this high. And I put it down without it spilling or breaking or anything.
Rachel kind of looks you up and down. I think you should train her, Jess. She may need to learn how to defend herself very soon.
Huh?
The good detective has come by recently, and he informed me of some things. We may be having an investigation happen here. Try and keep quiet. The others behind me shouldn't have to worry about it just yet, but we'll deal with that as it comes. It was a pleasure to meet you, Jade.
Nice to meet you. You too, Miss Rachel.
Rachel gives a nod and goes off, and Jess looks over at you, and she says, I think it would be best if I start teaching you how to use your powers properly. For I think you will need to use them. Nonetheless, perhaps perhaps I should get you introduced to some people that you very, very well may need to work with. People who can help.
Okay.
Jess stands up and helps you up. And it's at that point that Jess and Jade come walking over to you four.
If I keep meeting new people, I'm going to have to start buying you all dinner.
Jess gives a little bow to Caitlin and she says, I'm sorry, I'm a good friend of Rachel's.
Welcome to the table. She'll like push some of her random shit on the table to make more room.
Creed just gives a wink towards Jess.
Jess
And
gives
a
a
nod
nod.
from town.
William waves sort of lightly before looking over the map again.
This young one is Jade. She has just recently, well, all of you remember the time when you first awoke, when you first knew that this world was not what it seemed. Jade has only just recently gone through that incident, and her
Quite a
parents
trip, huh?
are in danger.
All right, who do I need to kill for this young girl?
We're
Who
not
hurt you?
entirely sure at the moment.
To the point, huh?
I shoot like a quick glance at Jess.
Just shrugs. You can tell them if you want.
It's gonna sound really crazy, but a couple days ago I was in New York in this really weird, I think it was mostly abandoned hospital, but it was still the of you guys know it. I woke up there, and I have absolutely no idea. My parents and the FBI, I think, are looking for me for some reason.
Well, I can deal with them, and so can several of our more.
I can put in a few words and
Yeah.
handle that if I need to. I'm not sure how long I could hold them off. She looks towards Jade. Okay, how about I ask you this? Because I'm an investigator. What's the first thing you remember before waking up in the hospital?
Ooh.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What's the first thing Jade remembers before waking up in the hospital?
I was heading to the lab. They had some of my books, and I wanted to read them while I was. I was just walking
Okay.
down this. I don't know, around 3 o'clock.
She's like writing notes down as you answer, and she's like, all right, what was the name of the hospital if you know it?
And that's it. Everything was normal.
You think for a little bit, Jade, and Gotham General, the old Gotham General in the old city was what you remember.
Um, what? Um,
Go ahead. What was what? Jade, you there?
yeah, I'm here.
What were you saying?
I was trying to describe the hospital that I woke up in.
Yep. You give a little description of it, and Caitlin, what she describes is when she woke up, the hospital still had power, but was abandoned completely. There were no people, no nothing. Jade, do you want to describe what you found to her in the front lobby?
There was a lot of blood, but it was like really old. It almost looked black. The and off in certain places. On the patient counter, the glass was shattered inward. The doors were unlocked.
So, Creed, we're gonna put off blowing up labs tonight.
Sorry, you kind of. I heard Creed were going to, then you kind of blurred together.
She said you're gonna put off going with her to the labs tonight.
All right.
And I guess we need to get you some food and drink before any of us rush off.
Are you talking to Jade?
I will. Jade is currently staying with me at Gold's Gym, and I will gladly take care of her for now.
Oh, You hang out with Gold.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yes, me and my husband own the gym.
Lillian's apparently busy with her maps. I'll hand Lillian my file info on Penguin and the Iceberg Lounge. You can add my info to what you already have.
Thank you.
You're
That
welcome.
rat bastard will get everything he's due for what he did to me.
Oh, I completely agree. And she'll look at Creed and Talon. You guys want to go to the old city with me tonight?
Talon's down for that. He'll give you a not too emphatic nod.
Creed's just going to give you a hungry grin.
Lillian looks up and it's just like, sure.
All right, then. We should investigate this hospital and help the young girl.
Okay.
Speaking of, I'm starving now, and it's nighttime. I'm assuming because we have
Mhm.
Creed here. Is the hospital the same one I was born at in the old city?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes.
Okay.
So I take it Lillian, Caitlin, Creed, and Talon are all heading to the address she described.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's only been a night, but you guys delve into the old city. I'll wait till the NECA gets back before I do the description because it's going to be creepy. It's going to take you guys about almost an hour drive time. Jade's not going to be coming though, unless Jade honestly wants to go back. If Jade wants to, she can. But it was kind of a creepy place. It's all up to Jade.
Well, she's been thinking about it, and it's the only lead that
Okay.
she has.
Okay.
She
Wait, is Creed the only one here with a vehicle?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I'm the-
No, Jess has a vehicle, and I think Caitlin does too.
Okay.
Yeah. Besides, Creed's vehicle can only fit
I call
about
shotgun.
2. For all the new people, this is what Creed drives.
Ooh.
Okay. So Jess, Jade, Lillian, Creed, Talon, and Caitlin are all heading into the old city.
Yep.
Creed's just going to, when he gets there, toss on his gear. So he's
Yep.
going in fully armed.
You proceed onward, the rain slowly pedaling into the night. It takes about an hour to get to the old city from where you are from here. There's a rather large separation now. Stepping into the old city is a lot like stepping into a time warp. From the futuristic cyberpunk city of Gotham into its old roots, the first. Buildings are different, the streets are different, gas lamps here or there. Everything is just older. Like stepping from the year 3000 into the year 1920. It's dark and deserted. However, not completely abandoned. There is still business and things that happen in the old city. There are streetlights that do work. However, when you turn down this particular location towards the center, it's a very old area one of the first that was built in Gotham. And you all stare up to the non-lit sign of Gotham City General. No cars in the parking lot. The old fenced gate that once held security and keep people out looks like it was crashed into by a car and has been bent inward for years. There are no lights on in the hospital. And the front door is very bland.
So, because I'm starving, you already know that the shadows, any contiguous bit of darkness is an extension of my senses. I can see in and from anywhere that's dark. So,
Yep.
Is there anything going on in the hospital? And if so,
there's some lights flickering here or there. There are. You don't see much movement. It's very creepy. Abandoned hospitals, especially the old ones, are just not places you'd want to be alone in the dark. You can see tables and wheelchairs that are unused. The only two rooms that really stand out to you is there's a room up at the very top. It has a lot of very strange looking equipment. Kind of similar to what you saw in the last raid of the Riddler's laboratory, but it's different. Just a little bit different looking. Basically, doohickeys, thingamabobs, you name it. Down in the lobby, there is a lot of blood. There is a lot of broken glass. And it looks like there were signs of a struggle here. Up in one of the other rooms, just on the second level, there is a dead body. It looks as if though it has had its throat torn out and it's been dead for about 2 or 3 days.
All right.
so pardon me.
Before.
Yeah, that was what Talon saw.
Yeah, I was
sorry.
going to say, though, before they go in, Caitlin would make word that Jade try to stay behind most of them and keep someone behind her so she doesn't get jumped.
Talon will take point, and well, he's already taking point as well. He's already moving, but as he's walking towards the entrance, he just kind of shrugs with that like gesture with the hands out to the sides. We're kind of late to the party. There's already
I guess we're playing.
death near.
Creed, I would also suggest to stay out from in front of me just in case, because I know your kind don't really like fire.
Oh, Talon will
I
actually
raise-
address Creed specifically and tell him to brace himself.
All right, first things first. Creed's going to take a few steps back when she says fire. And then Talon, what did you say?
Talon said to brace yourself. There's signs of struggle, and I know your kind, blood can be a bit of a trigger.
I'm full right now.
All right, so I take it you guys all just head in.
Yeah.
Talon.
Creed's taking up the rear, and Talon's taking the point.
Caitlin
Talon,
is somewhere in the middle.
you have some flashbacks. For whatever reason. It's a much brighter time when the hospital was much newer. A lot less run down than it is today. Flashbacks don't last very long. It's a very typical scene that you see in movies where you're walking down, the dark hallway, and then the character has a flashback and everything's brighter and more vibrant. Talon. After a while, though, it ends fairly quickly.
He just kind of shakes his head like that doesn't happen hardly ever. And as soon as we're in the lobby, obviously it's dark, but the vampire can see. I don't know about the rest of you. And I gesture. This is kind of why I said to brace yourself. But there's also, and I'll point to like exactly from, like if you were to draw a vector from town to the corpse, he's pointing perfectly to it on the second floor because of his senses right now. And there was something on the very top floor, and he's going to point that way too, perfectly at the gear equipment. Over there, we got a corpse. Up there, we have something like what we found a couple nights ago at the lab. Take your pick.
I would
Ooh.
suggest the body in case it's one of Jade's parents.
Talon has no social skills, so he'll just straight out with it. It's kind of lost its mind a little.
When you enter the front lobby, you can see a lot of dried blood. It's been there for a few nights. You can see broken glass on the front desk, the intro desk. This is Gotham City, so the front register of the hospital had bulletproof glass that would be where the people would, when you go to check into a hospital, there's the person in the front. It's a semicircular front entrance, and the table and the glass is crashed inward.
Talon will once more kind of give Creed a nod. This is kind of your expertise. Can you identify? Can you learn anything about this blood?
Yeah, one sec. Out of character, I'm just calling up my rules for this. I'm going to go over and basically scoop up some of this dried blood, sniff it, and then I'm going to taste the blood.
And taste. Okay. It's
Yep.
old. It's dead. It's
This,
not very appetizing.
so I get to roll wits composure. On a success, I can discern basic details from the blood. These include blood type, clan, presence of any popular drug, how long the blood's been out of the body, blood-borne disease or poisons, if I've tasted the blood before, if it's human blood, if it's supernatural, if it can tell me a number of steps removed from the character's blood sympathy. If the donor's not human, I can detect what exactly it is. On exceptional success, I can discern extensive details from the blood.
Okay. Make your roll.
All right. And I really need to up my wits. That is going to be 3 successes.
Okay. Which, out of curiosity, there's several different kinds of blood. There was blood on the ground, there was blood smeared on the wall, and then there were a couple handprints. Which one would you look at first? I mean, I'll tell you all of them, but just go ahead and, for fluff, tell me which one you looked at first.
I'm going to look at the one on the wall.
One on the wall, the smeared.
Yeah.
Human. Couple days. Not entirely sure much else. There didn't seem to be any narcotics in the system.
All right.
The hand marks were also human. Same kind of story. However, some of the blood on the ground. There's 2 different kinds of blood you find on the ground. One is kindred blood, and the other is mortal blood, but it's really good. The mortal blood did have some drugs in it. Some sort of very powerful narcotic. Maybe a paralyzer.
I'm going to use my gift to tell me exactly what they had in their blood.
It was. Let me pull it up here for you. Oh, I said chlorohydrate, but it's actually not chlorohydrate. It's the stuff they give you just to whack you out instantly. I've already forgotten the drug, but
Chloroform.
it's chloroform's slow acting. I'm trying to remember the mixture they give you just when they want you out like dead and right there. I actually got a shot of it when I had my heart surgery.
Well,
I don't remember, but Creed, that's basically what it is. It's a standard issue thing they use in hospitals. If they want you out immediately, they'll give it to you. It's a combination of that plus roofies.
that's
All right.
rough.
Creed's going to point to each of the blood splats and go human, human. What was the non-human one?
The non-human
Kindred.
one was Kindred, and it appears to be that of a Nosferatu. No drugs in the system.
Nosferatu. Ugh. Their blood tastes disgusting. It tastes like fear. And that one was some girl guy drugged up. Think they had some sort of combo of chlorofax. I'm making up a name here since we don't know what it is, and a strain of roofie, so that I haven't encountered before.
It's pretty rare for you to not encounter a drug before, Creed.
What can I say? I'm still getting a little round.
Yeah. Kate does not look happy at all. Her normal professional demeanor has completely dropped. She looks homicidal at the moment.
By the way, Kate, I almost forgot to ask. Go ahead and roll me intelligence plus investigation for your detective.
Okay. So 2.
Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Please don't shoot the messenger with fire.
She's not. She's not.
Well,
It's not you she wants to kill.
Never mind.
Look, Creed hangs out with Tatiana. He assumes that he's the one that everybody wants to kill.
Standard diff, or what is it?
Yeah,
Greater than
that's
7
that's
yeah.
3 hits.
Okay.
All right, so Caitlin, as you're wandering around and you're looking through some of the broken glass and whatnot, the glass was broken inward. In other words, something went through this glass from this side where you guys are standing. When you check out the office where someone would normally sit to greet people at the hospital, you find that there's a bit of blood on that floor too that you guys hadn't noticed before. As you look around, there's almost no paperwork. And you notice something interesting, Caitlin. The security system, when you go to it to look at the cameras, has been deactive, and you open it up and you check the date. The security system has no footage. All of the tapes have been deleted or removed, and it's been deactivated for 3 weeks.
Whistling at Talon and Creed.
They're going to come over.
Yeah.
The cameras have only been out of service for 3 weeks. All the information's been deleted. There's blood you missed behind the desk, and whatever broke the window was flying into the building, not out of.
Ooh, new blood. I'm
And if
going
you
to.
give me just one moment, I'm checking to see what I can do with my haunt affinities here.
Copy.
I'm going to try the last patch of blood.
Okay. I'll just go ahead and let you do the same roll. You think about this one. This one's a bit different, and I need to send Creed this in personal message because I don't want to spoil anything. You know what I'm talking about, right, Creed?
Yes.
Jade, you can go ahead and add something in if you want.
Uh, right now, she's just looking around the room a little bit. Or like remember the exact path she took from the door to the room that she was kept in.
You remember.
And she's kind of like head down like one of the halls to see if she recognizes it.
Jess kind of is following you everywhere, but you kind of look down the hall, and one of your powers kicks in. I'll go ahead and roll it for
Okay.
you since you're on the side here. This will be your perception check, which is actually rather large. And you're specialized. So
Nice.
Jade, anyone else looking at this?
You
For
want us
anyone
all
looking-
to make a perception?
Sure. Yeah, actually, everyone go and make a West plus composure. All you need is one hit to notice what's going on with Jade. Go ahead, Caitlin. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that was a good perception check. So yeah, everyone noticed this. Caitlin, you're actually going to notice a bit more than everyone else. But first things first. You notice Jade's hair kind of move just slightly, almost like it's kind of floating. And you see her eyes not glow, like full on, but they turn just a little bit more paler of a white. And Jade, you can see very clearly down the hallway, even though it's in pitch blackness now.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice that you think you see something. A figure standing there. It's not in clear vision, like it looks like the outline of someone. Almost as if someone had was trying to blend into the background, but you could still see the outline of the human body. You can see that down the hallway.
Reach out to grab Jess's arm. It's like and I'm just Jess. Guys.
Kate's already moved to her side.
Yeah, likewise. I
got-
already.
Right next. Everyone.
We have company.
What's that?
Seeing as. Oh, go ahead.
Out of curiosity, Jade does point down the hallway and points at an empty space. Does anyone here have auspex or any sort of perception that can see through obfuscate?
I can pierce it, but
Okay.
normally, if I'm, I can use my
I
both.
don't know. I'm literally trying to find my book right now to see what I can do. Aw, Brandon dropped.
So find it because Creed does not have auspex.
Yeah, I know. I have a fucking lot of shit.
The Oogly Birthright can clash concealing powers. And if she's like, "What's that?" then obviously I know to look for something. So
Yeah, so this will be a clash of wills then, I guess?
There's
Technically, I'm just going to point out.
I'm still pointing right at it.
Technically, I'm just going to point out that the way obfuscate is worded, it might first clash with your mind shield, Talon, because obfuscate is
no,
not.
it doesn't.
Okay.
It specifically attempts to discern information or manipulate me.
All right, because obfuscate doesn't
Oh,
actually
never
make
mind.
someone
That's right.
invisible. It erases them from your
Yeah.
mind,
Okay,
your
yeah,
perception.
that's
So we're gonna do. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 Clash of Wills. Okie dokie. Let me go ahead and roll this one. Talon, you win that first one, so you
Okay.
see him. Let's roll the other one.
Well, if I already hold on.
Well,
If it's illusion, if I can't be manipulated in the oh wait, no, never
right.
mind.
So
So I get either he takes a 3-die penalty, but obfuscate doesn't get rolled, or I get a 3-die bonus. So that's how it would work in that case.
3-die bonus.
Okay.
Got him.
All right.
Yeah, you can pierce the veil. Can you deactivate it, or do you just see?
I don't get a devotion or anything to smash it. I just see him. I just know where he is.
Yeah, there's a rather pale, pointy-eared, very bald, creepy-looking guy standing there.
So what I can do is this place, it's been pouring rain forever now. So I'd imagine there's like water in the floor. This place is kind of messy, probably.
Yes.
I'm going to use my lair traits. However, I'm going to use mirages so that everyone else can see. It's still an illusion, and it's like overlapping him, so it's not exactly him. But if you want to take a shot at the illusion, you'll hit him, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. The thing looks up and then like seems to realize what you're doing, and it throws up its hands, and all of a sudden the obfuscate drops. And Creed, you notice a bald, pointy-eared, very creepy-looking Nosferatu, and he's like, "Wait, stop! Don't shoot, please."
Do I recognize him?
Yeah, you've seen him around. You don't really know his name, but you've seen him around at Elysium.
So he's not at least one of the big shots.
No,
and he's not Carthian.
He works with the Spymaster a lot.
Creed's going to be like, "Oh, hey, it's you. You. What are you doing here?"
Oh, hey, Creed. Can I put my hands down?
Not yet.
Okay. Look, I didn't mean nothing by it. I was just scouting around. It looked like a good place to feed, you know?
An abandoned hospital with nobody here is a good place to feed.
I didn't know there was no one here. I wanted to check it out. I smelled the blood, man.
Can I see if he's lying?
You may.
I've already quick drawed my bow at this point, and I'm spending a turn aiming and using Eye of Heaven.
Gotcha.
While Creed does his roll, Kate is going to, as aggressive, in control voice as possible, and not just blast him with fire, tell him to slowly come forward.
Okay. He slowly walks towards you with his hands in the air. Go ahead and make me a roll, Creed.
So that is with 8 again, so that's 4 successes.
Yeah, he's telling the truth.
All right. Creed sighs and goes, "No roast Vampy tonight. He's telling the truth, guys."
Hey,
reluctantly lowers his bow.
So I don't suppose that was your blood back there, then?
You'd recognize it anyway.
Oh, no, that wasn't mine. That was part of the reason I was walking around here. There's a lot of empty rooms here. There's no one here.
This is Old City.
Are you naive or just stupid?
Well, look, dude, like, a lot of homeless come in here, okay? And I kind of got to be a little bit picky. A lot of homeless tend to come around here. I figured they'd be hiding out in here since there was no one door was wide open. Have you guys seen the back window? It's completely blown out. And Talon, you do remember seeing a window, but it wasn't blown out. It just looked like the thing just wasn't there, but apparently it must have been blown out like maybe a couple weeks ago because there was no glass.
Okay.
So maybe someone just picked it up or cleaned it.
So
There was just no window.
besides broken windows and a lack of food for you, what else have you picked up here?
Kind of creepy. Keep thinking
You're not.
well, he kind of looks, he's like, yeah, I get it. And then he looks at Creed, and then he looks at the other guys. Not like I'm in any position to say, but this isn't a masquerade violation, is it?
No.
No, man. They're all cool.
Oh.
Caitlin is going to prick her finger with her knife and offer it to the Nosferatu.
Oh no.
Tilts his head almost like a cat.
You're hungry, aren't you?
Oh shit, that's a frenzy roll right there.
Yeah, he's gonna roll for it, but he kind of, his eyes kind of go wide, and he looks at Talon, he looks at Creed, looks at Jade, looks at Lillian, takes a double take at Lillian, and then he slowly, and I'm gonna make a frenzy check for him.
He's got that bow up already because he's just like, that's
guy's actually got a
shitty decision.
Well, can willpower be spent on frenzies?
No.
Not in the traditional sense, no. It
Okay.
just puts it off for a turn. But you can
Okay.
get a +1 for each willpower you spent on each turn towards resisting it when you do finally make that roll.
Okay, I'm going to say that he's going to spend a couple as he's walking towards, because even though it's a frenzy check, he is legit kind of scared of you guys, because you guys are kind of armed to the teeth and like about ready to kick some ass. So, okay,
He's good.
he comes up and he tastes the blood, suck on your finger for a bit. Is there some trickery you're going to do on him, Caitlin?
I was mainly going to say you might want to check your storyteller book about what happens when a vampire feeds on another undead.
Oh boy.
There's nothing specific in the vampire book, but I believe Old World had like themes, like mages would blow you up, werewolves would make you rage or something.
Geis. Let's look at Geis.
But this edition doesn't have anything explicitly stated. It just says the storyteller can make weird shit happen if they want.
That's right, but there's something about her backstory that I have to do as well.
Oh,
That's one of the reasons I played on that a little bit, since he's been wanting to play with it.
Oh yeah. His eyes go wide, and he jumps back from Caitlin after sucking on her finger, and he gets on the ground and he starts to cough. What the?
Creed's going to look at Caitlin and go, "Dude, what did you do to him?"
I gave him a taste of the shadows. We all
Man,
carry
not cool,
darkness
not
in
cool.
us.
Murray, in hot enough water with Invictus, man. Don't go messing with one of their one of their
If he's
spy
hiding
masters agents.
Creed, if he's here and there's not someone here guarding him and he's snooping around, it means he knows something. I'm giving him a warning to stay out of places like this.
Yeah, I get the message. Oh man, that hurt. Oh, he stands up slowly. Oh,
as he stands up, he just sees this huge fucking skull appear briefly.
what?
Whenever you use an activism, it's like seeing a ghost ever so briefly over in the same space that Talon is, remember? Only it's my horror. And I marked the Nosferatu.
Talon, do you want to feed?
Yeah. I mean, we didn't chase this guy and hurt him or nothing, but eventually.
Is it a minus or is it a clash of wills? What's up?
Oh, no, it's just a specific series of actions I do over the course of a scene. It's not like vampires where you just distill it all down to a roll. I'll let
Either
you
way.
know.
Okay, I'll go ahead and you can go ahead and feed because he is scared. He kind of looks at everyone, then he looks back at Caitlin. Then he kind of, it looks like he's thinking a bit, Creed. You imagine you know what happened. He may actually have something similar to what you just did with Taste the Blood. And
Yeah.
he kind of, it looks like he's in thought.
Everybody has tasted blood. That's a general
And
vampire
he-
ability.
And he looks up at Caitlin. And then he nods.
She
It's like-
smiles at him and she goes, "If you wish to say anything else, you're free to say it."
Okay. Yeah. I don't know how much I can't really talk about this kind of stuff in front of non-kindred.
Talon's gonna gradually start getting in his face the more he follows that train of thought.
Hey, look, guys. Hey. Look, I'm just
I have a Molotov here. You either talk or I don't give a fuck what happens next.
okay, I've been walking down the hallways and I'm thinking I'm seeing shit. Okay, I don't have auspex. I can't see fucking fancy shit. I'm just really good at stealth, okay? And I can't, I don't know. I thought something was following me in here, but I can't find anything. I don't see anything. I don't know what's going on. There was a creepy guy here last night, and he was really pissed off about something.
Creepy guy
There's
here
one-
last
Jade
night. What do you
kinda-
look like?
Go ahead, Jade.
Kind of peeks between the two vampires, and she pretty much let them do their work, and she doesn't want to get them. Was he tall, wearing a brown hoodie by any chance?
Yeah. He was tall. He had a brown hoodie. Looked almost like a bum, but he was creepy looking. He looked kind of like me. Bald, pointy ears. Had weird shape of his forehead. That's all I could see of him. He was one of ours. I think he was a Nosferatu anyway.
Creed's going to look back towards where all the blood it was in the lobby and goes, "There's man, oh man, I'm too high for this. There's like definitely another Nosferatu who's been around here. Then there was something else."
Is there something else that is fucking with me? Because I might.
Talon,
recognize it.
you look around as the shadows, every room, every hallway. Nothing is hidden to you, except for the rooms with the bright light, which are very few. But there's nothing
Well,
in
like,
those.
Yeah.
There's nothing in those. You can tell. As you look around, it's interesting. There will be no clash of wills. There will be no dice rolling. But as you're looking around, Talon, there's nothing here. But it felt like there was. Not like tonight, when you and your friends entered, but maybe before.
Hmm.
The presence seems to linger. It's odd, however you choose to view the shadows or view the world when you're looking through the shadows. It always feels like there's something behind you, but there's nothing there. And in all honesty, out of character, there's nothing there, but that's just the feeling we get.
Yeah. Shadows are like my natural state. I actually cannot be blinded, and I see through them like they're not even there. So.
Yep. So the whole thing is illuminated to you, and you don't see anything,
There's
but
still some weird shit going on.
it feels creepy. Yeah.
Kate's going to look at Jade and the others. "If I'm not needed any longer with the
No, there's a
blood
corpse.
sucker, I'm going to go to the corpse and do my own thing."
Oh. Well, then we're in agreement. on
Groovy.
that.
Oh, and hey, for the record, I didn't kill that guy up there. He's been dead for like 2 days.
I suppose we'll find out, won't we? Because I'll be keeping my eye on you.
Oh, I
Hey,
can find out pretty quickly. In fact,
hey,
why don't you just keep him here just in case?
hey,
I
look,
mean, I've been
man.
aiming a bow this whole time, so he's not going anywhere.
So you guys go up and check everything out?
What I'm about to do is a 1-dot ability for my haunt, the Memoria, called Recall the Memoria. I must be at the site of a traumatic death or in the presence of the ghost's anchor that
Yep.
relates to the memory.
You are around both.
I can spend 1 through 5 plasma. It's an instance. I need to roll my synergy and my Memoria scores.
Okay.
And based on my roll, I can recall at least 3 details. So, that's not very good. Oh well.
Nothing quite like talking with the dead.
Yeah. I'm just rolling through my character sheet, getting my rolls now.
So is this guy Invictus?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, he's probably gonna die.
Talon's been nice so far. He didn't shoot first and ask later. He's just aiming.
I love it. I throw ultimate enemy that you guys hate. Now let's chat with him. Just some random guy throws his hands up and surrenders. Chill him.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
You may.
I'm gonna go ahead and spend a willpower then, which is 1 automatic success, I believe.
No, 3 extra dice.
3 extra dice. Okay. So that would make that a dice pool of 7 instead.
That'll do it. That's a hit. You pop it.
Okay.
While they're doing the investigation, I'm going to borrow our shadowy friend.
That's perfectly fine. No one's gonna really stop you.
Hey man, I need you to come look at something with me. And I drape my shoulder around the Nosferatu and start leading him back to the lobby.
Okay. We'll go ahead and do the upstairs scene first when you find the body, Caitlin. Caitlin, tell me what you entail.
Basically, she is intending to relive whatever happened that ended up with that person being dead.
All right.
As much detail as she can get within as many minutes as she gets with those successes, which she will be using her bullet, which is her touchstone.
Okay. Very good. The world goes gray in a black and white filter. Time reverses. You see people walking back and forth very quickly, too quickly to discern whatever the hell is happening. You can see light appear outside and go from night to day, almost as if you are walking backward through time rapidly. And then the vision focuses, first person, on the body that you found. You see that it was a doctor checking on a room, checking on a patient. Young woman, not Jade, but just another young woman, just average. Reading through file reports. Subject had been suffering a whooping cough. Was here to receive treatment because the cough had not gone away for some time. Also, the victim was found almost drained completely of blood. So they were putting her on IVs and getting her blood. As the doctor turns toward the door, all of the lights go out. Although for you can still see through it. The doctor opens the door and looks down the hallway, both ways. All the lights are out and the emergency generator has come on. He shouts down the hallway. "Nurse, what happened?" There is no reply, and you can hear nothing but the spatter of rain on the roof, as this is on the 3rd floor. The doctor goes back in and tells the patient not to worry. As the doctor is turning back out towards the door, you see a shadowy figure emerge seeming to come straight out of the shadows. It is dressed in a hood and a mask going over its nose and mouth, but a pair of very bright, gleaming yellow eyes look back at you. You see a flash of silver or some kind of metal as the blade, you would assume, flashes out almost faster than your eye can see and slices the neck of the good doctor. Those were the last moments that he felt. A bit of fear, regret, panic, and a feeling that doesn't quite make sense. A feeling of ecstasy? And then he dies.
Well, then, as soon as that ends, she's going to take several deep breaths, let go of the bullet hanging around her neck, point to the body, and go, was a doctor. Felt many emotions upon his murder. Hooded figure sliced him. The weirdest part was he felt ecstasy from being murdered. Fit any descriptions for you guys?
I mean, the ecstasy could be that moment where you relive all your best memories before you die, but I highly doubt that.
The woman was in the bed and she couldn't move. She was unconscious and sick with whooping cough or something.
Whooping cough?
An old sickness. Most think it's pretty much died out, but a few poor neighborhoods still get it.
Well, no, like towns would be familiar with it, but it's like you don't really hear that too often. Like that's almost a significant thing.
Really don't. Did you see where the woman went?
No, the lights went out before everything happened, though. It ended with the man dying.
Jess kind of looks over at the table where the woman was. There's no blood or any signs of it. Actually, the table looks very brand new, almost unused, which is odd to see in a very old, ridden down hospital like this.
And the fact, I didn't see hair, I didn't see any skin on this figure that killed the doctor. He was literally hooded and clothed in darkness.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. I mean, most of us use darkness, but this literally was where he went, darkness was. Where he came out of was darkness. It was different.
There's one thing you did notice, Caitlin.
Oh?
Now that you think about it, you thought you saw a symbol like a brooch or a little tab on whatever it was this thing was wearing.
I will roll to do this, but I will pull out my notebook and try to draw it to show them. I'm not going to try and describe it.
Sure, go ahead and roll it.
Okay.
Hey, expression is a wonderful thing.
Yep. One, two, expression dex, I'm guessing will be the roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is going to be a low roll, though, because she's only got one in expression.
It's still a hit. That's a hit. It's not the best drawing, but you got a hit, so you still succeeded in getting it across.
It's not the prettiest version, but this is what it basically looked like.
The symbol for the Invictus.
So that's harrowing.
Should we go show it to Creed?
Well, he's Carthian, but Tatiana's Invictus.
We'll show it to her later, but I want to get Creed's opinion too, because he's here now.
I'll contain whatever fallout occurs.
Okay. So you all proceed. You all
Yeah,
proceed
they're
back
gonna
down
see
forward.
up. I'm gonna make sure Jade stays close to me, though.
Mhm.
She looks like I used to be, an innocent.
Hardly anyone's innocent.
So what Creed's doing with the Shadow guy, with the Nosferatu,
Mhm.
I'm having him try the blood I just found. You know, the one that
Mhm.
Caitlin found for me?
Yep.
And I'm watching his reaction to see if he recognizes it.
He bends down. He tastes some of the blood. Turns to look at you.
You know what that is?
Yeah. Fuck me.
Do you have any idea why they're in the city?
No.
Listen. I'll handle the fallout, but this isn't something I can deal with on my own, and I can't. I'm going to be telling my bosses about it. You need to get to the spy master. Tell him, make sure the prince knows. I think this is something that affects all of us. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll get to that.
Is he being serious about?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, he if anything, you can easily tell that he legitimately looks afraid now.
Yeah. I'm going to pat him on the back and say, go. Get there right away. Be careful.
There's a pop of displaced air. Obviously, he has popped celerity, and he's
Yeah.
out of there.
But I guess at that point we'll arrive.
Yep.
Kate's gonna look around and go, "Where's our ugly friend?"
Here.
Send him on his way. He needs to report back to his bosses.
Her eyebrows twitching again.
Creed just kind of nods towards Caitlin.
You
I
mean
can find him
Alan?
again.
Oh, yes, I can. She's gonna offer the paper to Creed. What can you tell me about this?
It's a symbol for Invictus.
Okay, I know what kindred are, but that doesn't mean pretend I don't know that much. What the fuck is Invictus?
You know the old term Republicans? Yeah, put the Republicans on steroids, make them live for thousands of years, give them give them that superiority complex they're so fond of, and amp it up to 300 degrees and make it so they cannot see past their own asses when it comes to the need for change. And you might got a hint of what the Invictus are.
Well, then we may have a problem because whoever had that symbol on them is the one who left the body.
Shit.
Oh boy.
First this place 7, now this.
Well, if it helps you identify who it was, he moved in darkness.
Apparently made himself out of it.
Jess kind of pipes up and talks to Creed. Are there those among you that can manipulate the shadows like that?
Creed's going to be going, just nod slowly as he thinks back to the dockyard.
Ah. Yeah, Creed's seen this before.
Yeah.
All right, Creed. Anything that you can give us will be helpful, and I will buy you all the alcohol you want.
He's just shaking his head.
Creed's going to rub his jaw slowly. Look towards Jade and Jess. Then look back towards Caitlin. About a week ago, around Halloween, and he's saying this quietly, like, there was a shadow man or shadows that stole the man. I was the scientist, and it was like, whoa, man. I think it's like Osra. Say the name of shadow manipulation. I
Mhm.
forget what it is.
Tenebration, which is the
Yeah.
Kainet gift. Whoa! I'm not beating up on anybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
vampires.
Obtavigration. Oh man, it's like they can manipulate shadows. I'm not sure if there's anyone actually in the Invictus that publicly displays that bloodline, man. I can check. I need
Ask
to go
around.
talk to. I need to go talk with a mate of mine. She tends to keep records like this thing.
Indeed.
Shit.
Perhaps we should all stay in contact in case more of this happens.
Indeed.
Okay. I'm glad to know I can be working with competent and decent beings.
I wouldn't have it any other way. I think that's the least we can ask for.
Call
She
myself
nods.
decent.
Common decency is the minimum guideline.
Very well. She takes Jade and kind of guides her back, and we'll all go have a nice little chill at the restaurant, and we will talk with each other when we can.
Very well.
By the way,
Uh,
Rachel told me about what you might be doing, Talon. Good luck to all of you on that. Be careful with that one. He is clever. Go ahead, Jade.
I want to see if I can find the room that I was kept in.
Oh yeah, we'll make a stop by there.
Yeah,
You do so.
The fits on the key.
Yeah, you look. You go to the room that you were in, and you do a little scrounging around. Caitlin.
Yes.
Eventually, since I'm keeping you with that role, you guys kind of look around, and Caitlin is eventually able to find something, and it's a report, a little medical report that was at the sheet of her bed.
She'll flip through it before she gives it to Jade.
It doesn't say. Sorry.
Hold on. I'll see it. There's kind of like the paperwork you saw, Jade. However, Caitlin kind of looks over and you see something a little bit odd, Caitlin. There's the paperwork on the front, which is just normal hospital report, medical report. But then you notice that the clipboard itself has a little latch. It's one of those clipboards that you can open and you can put stuff in, but it's a thin version, and the latch was kind of hidden, so Jade hadn't found it when she first looked at it. But you click the latch, and you open up the inside, and there's another report. Victim has displayed the ability to feed off of the mind. More tests will need to be run. Keep victim restrained and sedated. Do not allow the victim consciousness. See to it that the victim's friends and family are detained and questioned. Potentials could be found. Send the potentials that are possible to this address. And there's an address. And if you share the address with anyone, Creed, Talon, you know
Oh,
this
God.
address. You know this address. It's where you're
Yep.
going. It's where you're going in a few nights' time.
Hmm. Talon's like looking from the top corner, like a corner of the room, essentially, as opposed to from his own eyes, so he sees regardless.
Creed seems a bit distracted right now.
Of course he would be.
Oof.
He's got to clean his people's mess up.
Out of character?
Yes, that was out of character.
No, I'll tell you out of character why he's distracted.
Hold on. I'll go ahead and end the session here as you
Okay.
guys leave. As you exit back into the
Oh.
night and the rain touches down, you all have things to think about. But nonetheless, you have some new allies you've made. Jade, you're not sure what this new undiscovered world will bring to you. And your allies are not sure of what to think of you. But you have something to think about. You all exchange numbers and information. And with that, we will go ahead and end the session tonight. This has been another session of Gotham by Night.